Welcome to this episode of Coaching for Creatives. I'm Aura McKay. I am your host, and I'm also the founder and a business coach at Business of Creativity. Today on Coaching for Creatives, we're going to take a look at what is stopping you from getting ahead, from getting results, from taking those actions that you know are going to make the biggest difference in your business. Or maybe that's exactly what's stopping you. You actually don't know what's going to make the biggest difference in your business. Over the last 2.5 decades or so, and through my work with a bunch of other creative freelancers, one of the things that I've been hearing a lot is, I know what to do, but I just don't seem to be able to do it. The idea that a lot of people are coming to me who have been in marketing for 10 years or 5 years or even 20 years, and maybe they've been in a corporate way, or they've worked for an agency and they're just now going into freelancing. These people are well trained. They have the skills. They know what to do. They even know how to do it. What's really stopping them is that they're just not really sure how to do it now. There's that uncertainty. There's that missing piece for them, and for them to be able to move forward. If that sounds familiar, we're going to talk about what that missing piece might be. For other people, it's really clear that when they come to me, they say, I just don't know how. I don't know how to market myself. I don't know how to process or how to process invoices, or I don't know how to price my services. This is a lack of information or training, or that is a different problem to solve in terms of what I can do to support them in coaching or in group programs or in parts of community. The other piece that people are sharing with me is that they don't have the time, they don't have the money, they don't have the tools to be able to do what they know they should be doing and have the motivation to do, but they simply don't have access to the tools. The observation is that there are really only three main reasons why you are getting stopped in moving forward in your business. Or there's really only three main things that might be stopping you from getting results in your freelance business. Those are, drumroll please, those are, you are lacking the resources, the skills, or the support. It's that simple. When I look at all of the excuses and all of the reasons and all of the complaints and all of the yeah buts, I don't have this, or yeah but I'm missing that, all of those things come together to boil down into three different things. All of those yeah buts, and I don't have the time, and I don't have the money, and I don't know how, and all of those things come down to those three basic things that are stopping so many creatives from getting ahead in their business. Resources. This is the one that is tangible. This is existing in the real world. This is where you say, I don't actually have the money to buy the tools that I need. I don't actually have the money to be able to do the outsourcing. I don't actually have the money to be able to run those Facebook ads. That's a resource. Money is a resource. I think we all see money as a goal and an outcome, but it is also a tool and a resource in our business. And if you don't have it, it may be one of the things that's getting in the way of you making real meaningful progress. The other kinds of resources we don't really necessarily think about. These can be personal assets, like your relationships within an industry or within a community. These might be the contacts that you're able to leverage. It might be assets like you've got already workflow put in, or you've already got contracts there. You've already got the tools and resources that you need to be able to run your business with confidence. Looking around at your own business to see, is that really what's holding you back? Is it that lack of tools or resources? By tools, it might be that you don't have the right software program, Or it might be that there's specifically an AI tool that you need, but you don't actually currently have access to it. Resources can be money, they can be tools, they can be assets, they can also be your own energy and bandwidth. I think a lot of people don't really pay attention to energy or bandwidth. I was speaking with one of my clients this week. It was like overwhelmed to the state of tears she was in. We looked really closely at it, and one of the things that was happening was that she didn't have the same access to her time and energy resources last week as she had for the last 3 months. Something had changed in her life where she no longer had the same access to all of her time in the same way. A second client I was talking to was feeling really overwhelmed, and she had started a part time business to supplement her income, but she hadn't realized how much that was going to drain her, not just of her own energy, but also of her time. Other clients who have found that they've had a death in the family and that has impacted how much energy and vitality they have to bring to their business. Then they have the same expectations of performance, but they have a lower level of resources to contribute to that performance. A lot of times, what's stopping you from maybe getting the results that you want might be that you don't currently have those resources. What can you do to gather those resources? What can you do to nurture or generate those resources? Not all tools require that you spend money. You can get access to tools and pieces for your business that you don't always have to pay for, especially if you're clever and you have a community that can support you with lots of ideas and maybe even support you by offering you direct help or access to tools. All right, resources. If you are lacking resources, put resources in the comments or in the chat box. The number two thing is skills. I know that all you all are really great at what you do, that you are well trained creatives, you're skilled graphic designers, skilled photographers, skilled illustrators, and videographers. You have the skills in your craft, but what you might be lacking is the skills in your business. This is easily solved by just identifying what skill is it that I really need to learn right now that's going to move my business forward. Is the skill that I really need to learn how to post on Instagram? Maybe. But maybe the skill that you really need to learn is how to talk about your business with confidence, how to be able to talk about your value or the value that you bring to your clients with confidence. You may want to start with your marketing message or really understanding what you offer or your pricing. And figuring out what area you most need to focus on to grow your skills can be really challenging. I've been in business for 2.5 decades. I do almost everything in my business by myself still. I do have a few team members that help me with some of the pieces along the way. I'm always wondering, should I be learning more about email? Should I be learning more about social media? Should I be learning more about SEO? Where should I be focusing? That can be really difficult to determine on your own. You can look at your analytics to get some feedback, but if that's not your strong suit, understanding analytics, then it can be really useful to get an outside perspective. I work with a coach, and she's really helpful at helping me see what to do next or do best. Sometimes, what can support you in identifying the skills that you need most is reaching out to trainers, to people who are offering courses or who are offering skills training, and having a call with them, asking your questions, getting some feedback and information about whether it's the right fit for where you are in your business right now. A lot of us, when we're trying to make that decision, we are more aspirational than reality based. I encourage you to really look hard at where is the gap, where's the stumbling block, or where is the thing that is stopping you from getting the results that you want, and how and where could you go to find that skill. The last thing that might be missing for you, and if it is skills, Put skills down in the comments or put skills in the chat box there. What I want to hear from you is, if it is skills, what skills do you think it is? If you don't know, write skills and I don't know. The next thing, if it's not resources and it's not skills, it may be the support. This is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video when I'm talking to skilled creatives who have decades sometimes, or at least years of experience working with clients, working on projects. And they might be moving from corporate to freelancing, or they might be moving from a certain industry and they want to be growing their industry over here. There's this belief or this idea that they don't know how to transfer their skills and their resources from one area to show up as a freelancer, or to show up as a freelancer in a way that moves them towards their bigger goals. And really, that is a lack of support for those people. Those are the kinds of people that thrive with things like accountability or encouragement or motivation and mindset tools, and really being in a community that can hold them to the person or the business that they are working towards becoming. Those three things: resources, skills, and support. And for you, if it's support, if you know what you should be doing, but you just aren't quite taking action, or you're not being consistent in taking that action, put support down in the chat box, because that's likely the thing that is stopping you from getting resources, skills, and support. One of those three things might be missing for you if you're not getting ahead at the speed that you want to be moving in your business. Please reach out to me. I'd love to help you figure that out, help you figure out which of those things might be missing. If I can support you in any way in getting those things so that you can get the results that you want, book a call with me. It is a free call. It is not a sales call. It is an advisor call. It is for you to get some advice and perspective on what's going to make the biggest difference for you in your business. Thanks for listening in to Coaching for Creatives. This episode has been all about what is stopping you. Tune in next time to learn more about how to achieve your goals.